Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Tone Zone. In today's video I'm going to do a quick run through on the Boss HM-2 Heavy Metal and the MT-2 Metalzone, with Boss releasing their new Wazacraft edition of the MT-2 Metalzone. I thought it would be fun to show what a non-metal guitarist like myself would do with these pedals, the sounds that I like with them, and it might give you an idea of which way to go if you're looking at something like this in the future. So today I'm playing my Tokai Custom Edition. It sounds a bit like this. Bridge and the neck. Not a particularly metal guitar, but lots of people will be playing some kind of Strat copy, so I thought that was a fair par for the course. I'm running through a loop station. I've recorded a couple of basic palm muting riffs so we can do a bit of an A-B between the two pedals. Into the Metalzone, out of the Metalzone, into the HM-2, out of the HM-2, into our 2 notes of the clean and off to the recording system. So we should just jump straight into it. So first of all, I'll show the Metalzone. It may be a little more common or a little more popular with guitarists because of how many units they've made of them. So let's punch a riff on and see what it sounds like. So the loop's playing and this is the Metalzone. So we've got pretty big range of gain. The full saturation. I don't like it cranked all the way, but some people will. And then we've got our bass control, our treble, and a sweepable mids range. So we adjust our cut or boost with the top knob, like so. I tend to use it about the 12 or 1 o'clock point, and you can control what frequency you're cutting with the bottom of the concentric pot here. And so to accent what that's doing, we make a cut, and then we sweep the frequency forward, like so. You can hear it moving that around. Bit of a boost. And that's the basic rundown of the Metalzone. We'll go to the HM-2, which has a lot more body. The HM-2 just has a low and high frequency control. The mids range is fixed, but you can scoop the bass and the high frequency right out on it. So if we go back to a 12 o'clock position, dial the gain down to minimum, it gets low gain, but it's not as bold or as thick sounding as the Metalzone until you get into the more extreme settings. So push that gain up. And then as you dial these controls forward, the accent of those frequencies jumps up quite a bit. Bass all the way up. Now the high frequency has a bit of a honk to it when you get to the absolute maximum, and basically goes from sounding like this to this. You can really hear that nasal-like tone coming through. A lot of people like the sound of them totally cranked. I probably prefer it a little bit less of that treble and a little bit less gain, just so we can push the volume a bit harder. So that's about where I would use the HM-2. Jump across to the Metalzone. I'd probably just dial the honk down a little bit more out of that. A little more bottom end. Like so. But you can hear that mid-range change is really, really obvious between the two pedals. Which of course we can again. Take a little bit of the treble out. And then go to the full gain. Like so. For the rock guitarists out there like me that will use these pedals to get a crunchy amp-like tone, not so much metal sounds, but more of those edgier, more attack-like sounds, I'll do a little bit of a lead sound with them for you. So bridge pickup. And some neck. So plenty of sustain, and you can really push that honky mid-range to help you stand out in the mix without it necessarily getting too over the top. And now the HM-2. So on the bridge again. Some neck pickup. I'd probably use less gain than that and a little more volume. So there's still a lot of the artificial harmonic kind of pinch sounds and lots of sustain without it being a terribly bitey kind of pedal. Again, if you're playing into a high gain amp with active pickups or a different style of guitar, it will sound different to this, but most people are going to be using a basic amp and maybe one of these to imitate one of those very, very expensive amps. So I thought that would be a good thing to show you. If you're interested in checking out one of the Metalzones, they are very, very easy to get a hold of. You can do so by following the links below. The HM-2s are a little bit harder to come by, so you may have to hunt for those, but they are around if you need them. As I mentioned, I'm really keen to check out the Wazacraft edition of the MT-2. I'm sure it will be as amazing as the rest of the editions that Boss have put through the Wazacraft wash. If you're interested in checking out what's going on in our channel, you can keep up to date with us on our social media. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. Don't forget to head over to the website where we go into a little bit more detail in the blogs and have all of our other videos posted there as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.